So sorry, I've still been inconsistent with posting. I'm trying to get a little bit better about that. But it's also been partly because I haven't had a whole lot of conventions, partly because I'm weaning out, and partly because the conventions that I have done haven't gone very well, and my poker face isn't very good yet. So I'm sorry if you've encountered me and I've been a bummer. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I'm super working on my poker face. But I also haven't been doing as many conventions right now just because we moved. We are no longer in an apartment. I am no longer filming out of our dining room in front of our kitchen, having to hide it from the entire world. We're in a house now with a proper office, and I'm very excited for that. But that being said, that means the bills have gone up a little bit. And that means I can't devote as much of my spare income, which I don't have anymore. It's not spare, it's going straight to the bills. But I can't devote that income anymore to expensive out-of-town places where I'm going to have to stay overnight, basically. So anything that I do right now is going to have to be within about an hour radius of where I live, so I don't have to get a hotel. So in the time being, I'm building up savings, hopefully, to start putting back towards these ridiculously high table fees that these conventions are asking for. I'm bummed. I got into Techo. I got into Metrocon. But I had to tell him no. I really hope I can get in next year to both of those. I would love that. What we are here for today, this week, is Pensacon, which is a very local to me show in Pensacola, which is like, got a 15-minute drive for me on the interstate. So we're doing that. And Pensacon last year was my best convention, like period. It never got outdone. So I'm really hoping to keep that energy this time around. I'm really hoping that I can do at least as well as I did last year. And if I can just do that, bare minimum, I will be very happy. And it helps that, like I said, it's 15 minutes for me, so I don't have any travel fees other than a little bit of gas. It's a 3-day convention on Valentine's Day weekend, so the 14th through the 16th. It's at the Pensacola Bay Center, and it's been going on for 12 years, and it has grown. I want to say that it's outgrowing its home center, the Bay Center. The Bay Center is very outdated. It really needs a replacement, but I don't think it's happening anytime soon. So what Pensacon does is, the Bay Center it's like a civic center. It's got an ice rink in the middle, it's got stadium seating, it's got some side halls and everything. So for artists and vendors, the vendor area is where the ice rink is, and the artist tables are up in the circle around where the seating goes and everything. So it's a bit of an odd arrangement. But last year they expanded and they introduced an outdoor area called Poseidon's Bay. And I was out there last year with my tent. So I had like a 10 by 10 space and everything. It was a lot like my markets. It was great. This year I get to be inside and I am super excited for that. I don't have to be a victim of the weather anymore. So yeah, anyway, all that. So where was I? I got completely off track. Anyway, Pensacon, yes. So in addition to Pensacon, this week I have coming up FoleyCon, which is in its second year and it's expanded to 2 days from 1 day. It was an itty bitty little convention that's about 45 minutes away from me at best. I did a vlog about that one last year. And then I have Azalea City Con, which is rebranded into Azalea Creative Con. And I've done that one for the last 2 years. I think I did a vlog about that one also. But this year, I got asked to be a guest artist at Azalea Creative Con. And I get to do a panel. I'm so excited. So those basic, oh, and I have Pencil Pride. I love Pencil Pride. So anyway, I have those coming up immediately. I'll see what other kind of stuff I can do a little bit close by. I'll probably do Really Rad Weekend again, like I always do. That's out in Fort Walton, so that's not too far from me. But in the meantime, this is usually where I would go into some B-roll of preparation the week, the night before, whatever. But my printer did not survive the move. And I spent the entire month of January trying to find a replacement, getting the order canceled every time I thought I found it. I think I finally found one that actually isn't out of stock. My God, my printer's hard to find. It's a Canon Image Graph Pro 1000. And I guess it's technically out of circulation, which is a bummer because I love that printer. I can't even find its predecessor, the 1100, but I was able to outsource print some of my prints that needed to be restocked and some of my new ones. So I do have those. I'm not in love with the quality versus what I can make, but I just kind of have to deal right now. So anyway, no B-roll footage, womp womp. So if it gets here, the printer, it should be here between either the night before the convention or a week after. If it gets here the night before, you better believe I'm going to be pulling an all-nighter and cramming. And I will take footage of that if I do. And I have a friend coming in from out of town, and they're going to be helping me, at least for the 2 of the 3 days. They're going to be going home on Sunday, but they'll be in the footage with me. I'll see you either the night before or the day of setup. Good morning. It is 8:30-ish, day 1. We don't technically start until 12:30, but I want to beat security. Also, I have regrets. I stayed up all night. I was too excited. So we'll see how today goes. A little bit of a low light right now. It is 10:30. I'm still being very impatient and waiting for the doors to open, and they're not going to open for like another hour, but that's okay. Let's look at what's going on. This is my view. That's the vendor floor down there, and we are in Artist Alley up in the 3rd floor area. The back of my booth. It's very cramped back here. It is 6:30. This is the first time I'm getting to film today because it has been crazy busy. I am very excited. I'm also very exhausted. Like I said, I have regrets. I stayed up all night long. But you know what? It's been a great day. It's been worth it. I actually thought that the goal that I set for today was crazy ambitious, and I've almost met it, honestly. Got another half an hour to go. Maybe I can meet it. But it's been awesome. I'll see if I can get some footage around the con tomorrow. You say hi again. I wasn't filming.
You weren't. Hello.
So, how's your Pensacon experience?
No flash photography.
Hello again. It is now Wednesday, day 3 after Pensacon has ended, and I'm sad to see it go. That's been the most fun that I've had at a convention in a while. Well, okay, about as much fun as I have at things like Azalea City and Really Rad Weekend, which are small conventions, but I enjoy them. This year, I actually did better at Pensacon than I did last year, by a decent amount. So I'm not going to say it's going to be my best show of the year, but I think it's going to be my best event of the year. It was my best event last year, too. I was inside this year, as I said, I think, at the beginning of the video. Last year, I was outside in an area that they called Poseidon's Bay, which this year they seem to have reduced it to performances and a lot of nonprofits. Inside, I was going to originally have an 8x8 space, but there was a lot of initial table assignment chaos since the weather this weekend was supposed to be really bad, so they didn't want anybody, even the nonprofits, to be outside. So there was a lot of reassigning of table spaces. So I actually ended up getting a standard artist table inside in the artist alley, which was great because that's what I wanted. So we were in the Bay Center has 3 different floors. Technically, we were on the 3rd floor, but if you're inside on the vendor hall, it's like basically the 2nd floor. It's the upper rings that circle. It's a hockey rink. The Bay Center is a big hockey place, and they have ball games and things like that there. So there's a center arena, and that's where the vendor floor is. I think I showed you footage of it. But anyway, we're in the upper ring that is overlooking a lot of the stadium seating, and it's actually overlooking the actual arena area. So we got a pretty good flow of traffic that came down to the vendor floor and up, and most of them did actually end up translating and coming over to us as well. It was great. Friday, unexpectedly, was my best day. I don't know what got everybody in the mood to buy on Friday, but they did. Sunday was the slowest, but still good enough, like I said, to beat last year. I managed to come out each day better than I was last year at the same time. So it was a little bit darker up there. You may have noticed. It's a little dark up there, but it was still decently visible. I think next year I would like to get, not, because I have a pair of like music lights that you can like clip onto music stands. I have some of those, but they are not bright enough, nor do they last long enough to do the job. So next year I would like to, if they have me, find some lights that are a little bit longer lasting and are a little bit brighter so that I can actually display my booth a little bit better. So, all that being said, how does one get into Pensacon? With luck and some prayers. So Pensacon never really has their applications open. They tend to roll over a lot of prior vendors. I'm not sure how I got in. I got very lucky, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to stick around. I really do love this convention. It was the very first one I ever attended as just, a regular attendee, not even as a vendor or an artist. And had I known that I would be doing this, I would have probably tried to get in a lot sooner. But, time travel's not a thing. So, sorry the vlog's been kind of short. It was a pretty busy weekend, so I wasn't really able to get the kind of footage that I wanted to get, even with Doc there helping me. And I also didn't really want to actually subject them too much to the camera. So, yeah. So far, FoleyCon's gonna be my next event, but we'll see what's kind of hanging out in the future. Either way, I do want to try to do this a little bit more often. I know I keep saying that, but I mean it. I'm going to try to do this more often. I want to try to make it a little bit longer. I'm trying to get more comfortable in front of the camera. I'm trying to be a little bit more charismatic in front of the camera. And I'm trying to also get over my nervousness about vlogging in public. I am a very easily embarrassed person. So, all that out of the way, thank you very much for sticking around with me, and I hope to see you in the next vlog. Have a good day. Also, look what came in. None of the plushies. The printer! I have a printer! So I have been, like, aggressively printing. I have been aggressively restocking. I ran out of so much stock this weekend. It was embarrassing. So I have a printer. I'm back in business, baby. I have gallery night on Friday night, and it's gonna be so good. Naughty cat, naughty cat. She's gonna chew on all my shit. Hey, hey. What's she doing? Okay. Baby.